On the centre back, force the waistband inlay down a very small amount and sew it in place. Not much more than 5mm, I'd say. But it needs to be hidden by the waistband lining later. Tack it to the seam allowance and then fell along the top, being sure that the stitches don't show on the outside of the trouser. We can tack the bottom first to the seam allowances and through the canvas if you can, or would like, without going all the way through to the outside of the trouser. Then just move straight to the top of the waistband edge and tack that too. Fell across the top simply to hold it to stop it from being able to open up. It's already secure, we just don't want there to be a hole that can be fingered. As you get to the centre back, you can just skip through the middle, not exposing the thread, to fell down the other side, to tack the top and skip straight down to the bottom. I'm still using my finishing silk for this. We could remove the basing when we're done. We don't need it anymore. Now we'll just secure the back pocket or back pockets to the waistband. Be sure it's laying flat against the trouser and you could iron it too. Trim away the top little bits, make sure it resides below the top of the waistband, and you'll also cut away different amounts of the layers so that it lays as flat as possible. Easiest done over a tailor's ham. Cross stitch the top of the pocket to the waistband, being sure that you're attaching it to the canvas, not going through to the outside. Before you sew it though, make sure that they aren't tight together, that they won't pull or anything, that there's only a tiny amount of slack, because we don't want it to go the other way where the sleeve bunches up under the waistband. Here I made the mistake of cross-stitching my front pockets to the waistband now as well. Usually we'd do it later, but it didn't have many ill effects. I'll mention when it should be done. We trimmed down the inlays as well, still layering it. I'm leaving the canvas nearer the front there for now because I seem to know I'm doing something wrong, and not for the last time, I tell you that. I think it's best to keep the outermost piece the tallest and trim down as we get further towards the canvas. This way, the outermost layer is covering all the tiny steps that won't be felt from the outside anyway. It's covered and padded, as it were, from the inside, so we can't really feel it when touching or wearing it, making them the most comfortable. At this point, because I didn't do it in the waistband video, I'll attach a belt loop to the centre back of my trouser. If we wanted belt loops, we'd have already attached the rest of them when we put on the waistband, though we couldn't put one on the centre back until after we got the two legs together. With our last belt loop then, begin lining it up to the centre back with one raw side about ½ centimetre below the waistband, lined up to the waistband with the seam facing the waistband, so we see the clean side. Start with tacking it either side. I'm moving the belt loop out of the way first to moor the thread into the centre back. You may like to cut away the corners of the currently exposed edge. When it's secure on both sides, start with one side, fold the loop down, and fell stitch a centimetre straight down. Again, tack it like we do the belt loops. Prick stitch to the other side and tack that one as well. Fell back up to where we started, making sure the exposed seam is hidden under the loop and between our stitching, which is made easier by cutting away the little bit. Secure the thread out of the way inside the trouser. We'd secure the top of the loop in the same way as we do the rest.